All right, welcome back to the KnivesFAST channel, guys. Say hello to Ren and Stimpy and Powder Toast Man, Log TV and Choo Choo, and let's get started with today's video. Hey KC, yeah? How many spear point Jack Wolf knives are there? Well, the answer to that, of course, is not enough. Just kidding, guys. So here we go. We have our review of the Jack Wolf Knives Vampire Jack 2nd edition, version 2, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to look at all of the Jack Wolf knives that are in a spear point blade. So I'm excited for that. Now, this is the Jack Wolf Knives Vampire Jack Titanium Smooth, and this is the black edition of that. And then, guys, on the re-releases or version 2s or whatever, Ben has a second artist. Now, you know, Sean Tiffany usually does the artwork. These are done by Gonzo. It has a totally different style, as you can see. Very, very cool. I dig this one a heck of a lot. Just really, really cool. Man, Jack just looks crazy there. But so we're going to move these down just to kind of help with focus. By the way, this is the KnivesFAST channel. Make sure you subscribe and you've hit that notification bell and you're following me over at Instagram as well. So they come with these slips, of course. You can have other slips made at Lancelot Leather, at Northwoods Leather, at Sage Grouse. There's more, guys. Check that option out. Now, we're going to go through this knife, and then we're going to do some comparing, and we're going to look at all the spear point Jack Wolves. Now, this is the Vampire Jack V2, and this guy is really, really cool. And I picked this black on black one simply because I thought with the coffin jack shape here, you could definitely say that this is the most vampire-ish one. Now, there is the black coated one, DLC coated on the bolsters and black coated blade with the black and red fat carbon, the Mars Valley fat carbon, I think. We're going to look at all the options in a minute. That one definitely, you know, kind of has some blood infused in it there for vampires. But I think this is the right one. Very, very much so. Guys, hold on just a second. All right, I actually just stopped so I could get everything ready on my phone here to double check. And now I was wrong. That is not Mars Valley. It is fat carbon dark matter red and black bolsters and black blades. So sorry about that. That's what I wanted to look up. And now I'm ready for the rest of the review. Now, this is a coffin jack, and this was one of the first designs. I think it might have been the first that Ben ever drew when he decided to do Jack Wolf. I think he told me that at one point. Now, you have triple flutes on the bolster up here. You have double flutes down here on the end cap. Very, very cool. I think he did single on the first. We'll have it out here in just a minute on the first Vampire Jack. And other than that, there's not a lot of difference. There is one other thing we will talk about. Now, you do have contoured frame in this case. This is, you know, there are no covers or scales on this one. This is I wanted to try a titanium one, and this was the perfect one to try. Nice and contoured all the way, and then you have these lines to make it look like bolsters here, but it is a solid piece of titanium on both sides, followed by a stainless steel back spring, and you can see, as usual, your fit and finish is ridiculously good. You have your coffin-shaped there to definitely give you that shape. Same thing up here, and you also have nice and chamfered off in that direction. I can't even remember what that's called, but where it's pinched, that's it, down. Very, very cool. Daggone it, that was hilarious. There is some oil up there, sorry about that, but let me wipe that off, but not a big deal whatsoever. Very cool. Now, I would note to each of you, and you can care or not care, I don't care, the DLC does fingerprint up a little bit. And mostly when I'm doing these videos, guys, my hands get pretty sweaty and gross. I don't know what it is about, you know, just handling a knife and turning it around 100 times during a review that gets your hands all gooey, but it does for me. So there we go. Now, this is, because of the DLC coating, I find this one very pinchable, okay? For me, I have no problem. I'm not big on nail nicks. You do have a nail nick on the one side. You can do it It's just not for me. I pinched the Jack Wolf knives open. The DLC coating definitely aids with that, in my opinion. And you definitely have ridiculous walk and talk on this one. The spring is very snappy. I would call that 6.5 to maybe 7. Yeah, I think we're at a 7, guys. We're very close to a 7 here. You can see it just, you start it, jumps to half, jumps down. Again, if you're not familiar with Jack Wolf knives, as you pull open, your spring will open, but it is flat in the half stop. It is flat, fully open, and it is flat, fully closed. As you can see, very well done. There's quite a bit of oil down there, but very clean otherwise, and very, very nice. Now, guys, you have a ridiculously thin spear point or dagger grind, you would call it. Now, it is not sharpened on the top. It does have a swedge. This particular model is the one that filleted my thumb open last year, and that was totally my fault. But that just spoke to these hollow grinds from this manufacturer are extremely ridiculous. If this cardboard would stay still, you can pierce very much, and you can see just super. Let's see. Let's find a. Here we go. Card. I just love to show off the sliciness of these. Just ridiculously slicey. I love how that really thin hollow grind just ridiculous. I mean, it's such a slicey, great little knife. Now, a lot of people say I'm not much of a slip joint guy because, I don't trust them, or, just not for me or whatever, and that's fine. But I did want to say, guys, this knife can do just about anything. This is a little bit longer blade on this one, if I remember correctly. I think it's a 3-inch blade. I'm going to call this up real quick. Just to give you the blade length. Well, let's go ahead and give all the specs. So again, we have a 3.9-inch closed, 3-inch blade. So again, fairly long knife, for a slip joint. It is 2.7 ounces, so plenty light. 0.12 on the stock, and again, comes down to a ridiculous edge. The blade length is 3, as I said. The cutting edge is 2.7, and just love the way these are very usable. Now, because of the 7 on that spring, I'm not worried about closing this. It is not going to close on me, and if it did, it would go to the half stop, and very nice. Now, let's do our comparisons here, and we'll start with the typical. Even though this is a slip joint, we're going to do the Ontario Rat 1 and the Ontario Rat 2. And you can see, guys, this is just about Rat 2 size. So if you like the Rat 2, that's what you've got. Now, you don't have locking, but, it doesn't. To me, you can cut just about anything that you would in EDC with that. Now, here is the original Vampire Jack, which, by the way, a satin finish. I can still pinch it, but I find this one easier with the DLC. Now, the only other difference that I'm going to point out is that he went deeper with the sharpening choil there. You can see it is a deeper choil. And again, as I was saying, you had a single flute here, you now have triple. You had a single flute here, you now have double. So the flutes are different, as you can see, and then the choil is different. Other than that, we're dealing with the same knife. So there are 2 spear point knives in the Jack Wolf Knives world. Now, how many more are there, KC? And like I said, there are not enough spear points. Ben, we need more spear points. But I know not everybody agrees with me, and they're not quite as popular. Now, we have the low drag Jack, which is probably my favorite of the spear point shapes, but my favorite ergonomic spear point one is the K9 Jack. So that's it, guys. Those are the 4, or in this case 3 models of spear points from Jack Wolf Knives. You have the 2 vampires, you have the low drag, and you have the K9 Jack. So those are your that is all the spear points in the Jack Wolf Knives world, and they are pretty much some of my favorites. They're definitely they're definitely all top 10. I guess I need to do a ranking of all the Jack Wolfs at some point. Again, since there's been so many since I did that before. Why am I putting the wrong one up here? I am going to leave the other vampire out so you can see it. But this is now of the ones that are coming out. They are all $300. They all have S90V for the steel. You have the Fat Carbon Nebula, which is the red, white, and blue. You have the titanium jigged with the satin finish. So that is gray jig titanium and satin blade. You have... What is happening? Hi, Ashlyn. You have, I'm like, wow, dark matter red, fat carbon, and black DLC coated bolsters and blade. And you have fat carbon purple haze, and then you have this black titanium DLC coated DLC blade, and you have S90V there. So really cool and such a fantastic choice from Ben to go back to this re-release. So I like it a lot, and let me know what you guys think. Give me your comment down below. Thumbs up, all the things. Like, comment, subscribe, notification bell. I want to thank Ben for sending this, and guys, again, I'm still going to give you my honest review, and that's what I just did. So there you go. Definitely thank you guys for all your support. Thank you, Ben, and thanks for watching the Knives Fast channel.